My name is Adam Lennons. I'm the head strength and conditioning coach for the Charlotte Hornets. Just finished my first year, and I've been in the field since 2008. My primary expectations are just come ready to work. I want them to realize that I don't want them to be better weightlifters or bodybuilders. I want them to use the weight room to help them become better basketball players as the #1 thing. And then consistency. Consistency is a big thing. If you do a little bit of work more often, it's going to help you in the long run instead of taking 4 or 5 days off and then coming in and lifting and then you're sore the next day and you're mad at me. Well, a little bit more often, you're not going to get as sore. So I just think being a pro, being ready to work, and being consistent. So I choose my exercise based on a lot of different factors. #1 is the needs of the athlete. So there's going to be a lot of movements that each athlete does similar or may have in their program, but then there's going to be small tweaks here and there. I'm always going to do something pushing and pulling, and then something lateral from a lower body perspective. So much of the game of basketball is moving side to side, so I always include some lateral stuff in there. And those are the big things for me. It just depends on how close it is to a game, whether we're going heavy versus whether we're going light or whether we're going explosive. But a good mixture of double leg training and single leg training to give them everything they need. So programming bilateral or unilateral, I think you need a combination of both. I'm a big fan of trap bar deadlifts and some kind of squat variation, whether it's a safety bar squat, front squat, back squat, goblet squat. Those are my 2 primary lower body double leg lifts. From a single leg perspective, I'm a big fan of single leg RDL progressions and how those transfer from hinging at the hip, and then lunging progressions. Pretty much every move in basketball you do is going to involve some kind of lunge of some sort. So I think those are very, very important. Double leg, you can usually load up a little bit heavier. And single leg, you can kind of dumb that down a little bit and go a little bit lighter and just work on balance and control a lot of the times. And then kind of another thing, double leg stuff, most of our bigs, like our big guys, our forwards, our centers, are going to do more double leg training just because they're finishing around the rim off 2 feet a lot of the times. And then we want to make sure our guards can change directions and finish off either foot, so maybe more single leg training. Yeah, so game day is pretty much like a normal day. Like every day in the NBA is pretty similar. So I grab certain guys certain days, certain guys lift on game days, certain guys don't lift on game days. But if a guy is gonna lift on game day and he's a guy that's actually playing, I usually have guys come in before. We'll do some basic hip activation and core activation. I try to give them movements that they're gonna encounter on the court. So I get some kind of a squat, something single leg, lunge based, something posterior chain. I'll get some kind of a push, some kind of a pull, and then I'll get some rotational movements. And then a big thing is just trying to fire up their nervous system, getting them ready to play fast. So a couple of explosive movements. I know that seems like a lot for game day, but that only takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It's very, very low volume, just hitting, pretty much getting them ready to go. So low volume, but basketball specific stuff is gonna get them ready for a game.